Welcome to Chris Cook for YouTube. Today I'm putting a twist on cabbage. It's going to be a cabbage dish, but instead of me cooking it like I always do with bacon, I'm going to spruce this up a little bit and I'm going to cook it with shrimp and with kielbasa sausage. It's going to be great. Let's get started with the ingredients that you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need the cabbage, and I have 2 cabbages sitting here. You're going to need the kielbasa sausage, 1 onion. I got colossal shrimp. You can use any kind you want. And the seasonings that you're going to use is going to be garlic salt, because that's going to provide your garlic and your salt. And it's going to be some onion soup mix, my own onion soup mix. You can use any kind that you want. Now, if you want to change this from kielbasa sausage to a different type, go ahead. But we're going to use the sausage to season the shrimp. That's right, so we won't need Old Bay and all the other ones. We want everything to blend together. So we're going to use the sausage and we're going to fry that up, and we're going to fry up the shrimp by adding it, and that's going to help to season that. And then we're going to use the garlic salt and the onion powder mix in order to season up everything, including the cabbage. So I'm going to go away, get myself together, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back and I'm at the stove and everything has been cut up. So I'm going to take just this little pat of butter and I'm going to put it into the pot that I'm going to cook. And this is like a 1-dish meal. I'm going to add to it some olive oil. About the same amount of olive oil. I got about a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to do like a tablespoon of olive oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow this to melt, and then I just want to show you the step. And then once it melts, I'm going to go ahead and put the sausage over inside of the pot. Now, I told you I'm going to use the flavor from the sausage, because there is some flavor in there, to season the shrimp. So what's going to go in this pot first is going to be my sausage, and I'm going to add the onions. Now I'm going to allow this to cook just a little bit before I add the shrimp. So once this is cooked, maybe about 2-3 minutes, then I'm going to add the shrimp. Now, to season this, I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic and the salt, which is garlic salt. So I'm adding both of them, just enough to season these up. Okay, and that's all I'm going to add right now. So I do have some chicken broth sitting in the back, because I'm going to use chicken broth. You can use water if you choose. That's why I didn't show it. So you can use water or chicken broth in order to help your cabbage to cook. Doesn't matter which one, doesn't matter if it's both, doesn't matter how you do that. So what I'll do is I'll bring you back once this has cooked up, show you what this look like, and then we'll go ahead and cook the shrimp. Okay, now if you wanted to add more seasonings to this, you can. Of course, you know my dishes have to be kid friendly, so I don't use a lot of pepper, and I don't use what I really want to put in here, which is a little bit of cayenne pepper. But I'm not going to do it. But feel free to add any seasonings that you want to add to your dishes. Now, I've jump started the onions and the sausage. So what I'm going to do now, and it's been cooking for about 5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp in, because at this point I can do it. And I want that to cook. And you know, it only takes the shrimp about 5 minutes in order to cook up. And you should smell the aroma coming from this pot. It is really delicious, like in smell. Just like I told you, this is going to be a 1-dish meal, because you're going to have your vegetables and your meat all in one dish. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry this up, the shrimp added to it. Now everything can go ahead and fry really at the same pace. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and get the shrimp to be just turn pink, which, as you can see, these are already doing. And once it does that, Then I'm going to take everything out of this pot. That's the last one. I'm going to take everything out of this pot, and that's when I'm going to start to put in my cabbage, and then I'm going to alternate with my cabbage, my meat, and my seasonings until I can go ahead and get everything done. So the shrimp is cooking up, as you can see, and what I'll do is, when this is ready, I'll bring you back to go to the next step. I'm back, so I'm going to go ahead. I've taken out all of my shrimp, and I've taken out all of my sausage, and I left just a little bit of the onions to coat the bottom. And if you hear like some loud noises behind it, that's because it's raining real bad here, so you might just hear that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put in my cabbage. Now to my cabbage, I'm going to add just a layer of the sausage and the onions, and I separated it. Once I picked up the flavors from the shrimp, I have my shrimp sitting here. Once I picked up just the flavors from the shrimp to be seasoned by the onions and the sausage, then I just separated it because I want the shrimp to go on the top, because it's not going to take us long for that. So I put on some garlic powder, and this is some of my onion soup mix, my homemade onion soup mix. The recipe is actually online, but if you want to use Lipton, just go ahead, or any kind of onion soup mix, just go ahead. But I do have my own version online. Okay, now once I get that in, I'm going to go ahead and add some more of my cabbage and my sausage. Now, this pot is full, so to speak, but as you know, cabbage will boil down. Now, I use 2 cabbage, so this is enough. You can hear the thunder outside. This is enough until it boils down. So I'm not going to add my shrimp right now. I'm going to go ahead and put some liquids in here. And my liquids, I have 3 cups of chicken broth. I'm going to go ahead and add 1.5 cups. Then I'm going to put the top on this. I'm going to let this cook down. When it cooks down, then I'm going to bring you back, and at that time I'm going to add the rest of the cabbage. Then I'll go ahead and add the shrimp and the rest of the onions, the seasonings, and the sausage, and the rest of the chicken broth. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back, and I can hear the boil, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more. So I'm going to stir this down just a little bit to give myself some room. And I don't like to take all of the crunch out of my cabbage. I don't like that. So I'm going to, if you want to cook yours a little bit longer, of course you can. But I'm not going to cook it until all of my crunch is gone. What I really wanted to do is to just start the shrinkage so that I could get more into my pot. Okay, and it smells very good. I mean, very good. So it's at this point that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some more of my seasonings. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my cabbage in here. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my sausage in. And my onions. bit more seasonings on it. The balance of my onion soup mix. If you noticed, I have not put in my shrimp yet. I'm going to wait ahead and wait a minute and let this cook just a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and add, because that was 3 cups. So I'm going to add the rest of my onion soup. I'm sorry, my chicken broth. Okay. Now I still have my shrimp sitting off to the side. I'm going to let this cook about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to add it all together, stir it, and the dish will be done. I'll bring you back when I get ready to mix it all together. Okay, now I'm back. My cabbage is done. And I got a little sneak taste of it. It is really good. It didn't need anything. It didn't need salt. It didn't need anything. So it's at this point that I'm going to go ahead and add these shrimp. Now, I'm going to cut my pot off for about 10 minutes because I didn't want my shrimp to be tough. And I'm going to bring you back, dish up a plate. This is really good. I think that if you try this, you are truly going to enjoy it as I have. You knew I had to take me a little sneak bite, but it's good. And what it really needed was that garlic salt and that the chicken broth really just brought this together. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off, and I'm gonna allow it to sit here for a minute or so, about 5 minutes really, and then I'll bring you back and dish you up a plate. But it's okay, really now good. I'm back, and all the flavors should be mixed together. And even though you see a little light bubble, that's coming from just it sitting on the heat, because once I cut the stove off, I did not remove it. I just left it sitting on the heat. But if you want to cook your cabbage a little bit longer, go ahead and cook it longer. I didn't want to do that because, like I said, I like a crunch in mine. So I really wanted you to not only see what it looks like, I want you to try this, because I think that if you tried it, you are truly going to enjoy this dish. Okay, so there you have it. This meal is all in one. You got your vegetables, which is your cabbage, and you have your shrimp as well as your sausage. So go ahead and enjoy. So that's what Chris is bringing you today. She's bringing you a twist on cabbage. Try it. I think you're truly going to enjoy it. And as always, thank you for watching Chris Cook For You Too. Bye.